Hey guys, Mr. Joe. So today we're actually gonna do a little sweet tooth snack today. We're gonna make chocolate chip cookies. So what you're gonna need for the total ingredients is 2 sticks of butter, 1 cup of brown sugar, half a cup of white sugar, 2.5 cups of flour with a teaspoon of baking soda and a half teaspoon of salt, and then 2 eggs and 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and then of course chocolate chips. That'll be about a pack, which is approximately about 2 cups or so. So yeah, so we're gonna get started, and what you're gonna do is probably one of the most important steps is take room temperature butter, so really softened butter. If you don't have that or don't have the time to, you can just put it in the microwave for about 15 seconds or so, 10-15 seconds. Just rotate it until it's really soft. And then you're going to slowly incorporate both sugars while you're mixing. So I have a hand mixer, just because I don't have a KitchenAid quality mixer. So what you're going to do is just start off by creaming this butter, and then you're going to take a little bit of your white sugar, it's about 1/3 of the amount, and you're going to mix it real good. So usually with a stand mixer, you would just keep it going and then slowly incorporate all the sugar into it as it mixes, but because I'm doing this by hand, you gotta kind of stop and start all over again. Alright guys, so when you're done, it should look real smooth. There should be no clumps of sugar. And then what you want to do is actually go around the corners one time and just get everything down in there. That way all the butter is mixed in with the sugar and everything is well incorporated. This part is very important, just to make sure all the sugar is dissolved and mixed well. That way you don't have any parts that are, the cookie's very consistent, and all the sugar is dissolved as well. Yours might look different if you're using a paddle attachment on a stand mixer, because I am using a whisk hand mixer. It will look a little different because the butter is whipped, so there's more air incorporated into it. But yeah, just scrape down the sides one more time and then run through it just to make sure all that butter and sugar is dissolved. And actually, one thing I did forget to mention was before you get started with mixing stuff, preheat your oven to 375. That's what temperature the cookies are actually going to cook at, so give it time to get warm and heat up. So then next, what you're going to do is add 1 egg at a time. The professional is not to crack it over the bowl, just because you don't want any shells in there. And then you're going to take your 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla as well and add that. There you go. 1.5 teaspoons. And then you're going to incorporate that well. And then we're going to incorporate our second egg. And then our final step before we incorporate our chocolate chips is we're going to incorporate our 2.5 cups of flour, our teaspoon of baking soda, and a half a teaspoon of salt. I just combined all three in a mixer, in a measuring cup. And then you're gonna add the flour in 3 stages just to make sure it's well incorporated. And you're not gonna mix it like crazy, just because you just want to mix it until the flour is incorporated and you don't see any more flour in the bowl. So yeah, so add about 1/3 at a time, and then we're gonna add our second of our 3 stages as well. What I like to do is just so you don't get flour everywhere. Just mix it by hand at first, and then here's our last bit of flour going in. So now our cookie dough is mixed. All we have left to do is just incorporate our chocolate chips. So we're actually not gonna use the machine for this one, just because the machine can clump up with all the chips in it. So we're just gonna mix by hand. Make sure all that cookie dough is in there. I'm going to take a pack of chocolate chips. Probably pour half in there now, so 1 cup in first, and get that well mixed. And then, yeah, so what you're going to do is by hand, nice little spatula. Make sure you get all under there. It's a lot easier if you have a stand mixer, just because the machine does all the work for you, but it's okay. We can work hard for these cookies. Add our last bit. So if you don't want as many chocolate chips or want as much, you don't have to put all of this, but if you're going to have chocolate chip cookies, I think you might as well go big. Have a lot of chocolate chips. So just make sure that's all well incorporated together. So yeah, so there's your ready to go cookie dough. And so all you got left to do is portion them out into little balls. I'm sorry. And then we're gonna do that right now. So usually you would have a handy scoop, some sort to make everything even, but we're just gonna use this one today, and just make them nice, and you don't have to be too big. But so you don't have to put. You can put parchment paper on here if you want, but do not put any like sort of spray or butter, any non-sticky agent, because the cookies have a lot of butter already, so they're not really gonna stick. So you just go around and make, a decent sized cookie, maybe about an inch and a half, so big. Usually like maybe a 2-ounce scoop or so would be best. And then just make sure they're all at least an inch apart, so that when they do go in the oven, they have room so they don't stick together. I don't necessarily like to make them, into an actual ball and, roll them around or or anything. If you just, I like to have a little rustic look to them, so they're nice and chunky, and you know, have crispy edges and stuff. So that way, so basically, when you have like a real flat chocolate chip cookie, it's because they were really messed with and they were pressed down, and there was a lot of touching going on with them. So I like to touch my cookies as least as possible, just so they don't get all flat on me. They really stay nice and big and thick, so you have a nice chewy inside, and it doesn't get you know, fully cooked through, or not fully cooked through, but well done per se. I like a little underdone cookie just for a nice chew. That way the outside is still crispy, but you get a nice chewy, delicious cookie. So yeah, so this tray makes about 12 or so cookies, and so yeah, so keep on going until the tray gets filled up. There's gonna be some nice big cookies, and I'm just eyeballing here, making sure they're all approximately the same size by eyes. But you can use a measured scoop, a 2-ounce scoop or something, ice cream scoop. That would probably be best, just to have a nice consistent cookie. But I'm just eyeballing here, and you know, nothing fancy. But yeah, so the least you touch your cookies, the better they become, in my opinion. Yeah, so make sure they're all nice and spread out, even, ready to go. Share some guys with that one. Share a little bit there. Make sure we're all good. Alright. That's our first batch of cookies. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw these in the oven for approximately 15 minutes. But I go between about 15. They may need a little more if they're bigger. But by this, you just go by smell and by how they look. If the tops are, you know, a little light golden brown, and you smell them, and they smell like chocolate chip cookies, they're pretty much done. Yeah, so I'll put these in and we'll see how they come out.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, so I think our cookies are done. We take them out. So that was actually 15 minutes on the dot. As you can see, they're a little golden brown on the tops. So that's exactly what you want. Nothing too dark. So yeah, we're gonna let these sit here just for approximately another 5 minutes or so. And what you want to do, also a little trick if you would like, maybe a couple, you know, about 5 minutes before they get out, or actually a little less than that, probably about 2 or 3 minutes before they come out, sprinkle a little bit of salt on top of each one. That'll make a nice sweet and salty chocolate chip cookie, which I think goes really nice together. A little trick I learned. But yeah, so let these sit here for a little bit, and then we'll transfer them to our cooling rack right here. And once they're nice and cool, they're ready to enjoy. So once again, guys, have fun, and I hope you enjoy this video.